Second is set in Macbeth's castle. Macbeth, Banquo and Banquo's son Priams are having a walk. Banquo starts his conversation about the three witches, but Macbeth is not interested in the conversation. He avoids it. Banquo and his son Priams leave the castle and Macbeth engages himself in soliloquy. Soliloquy means the act of speaking to oneself, especially in dramas. He experiences some terrible hallucinations. He sees a dagger with the marks of blood on it. Why is he seeing such terrible hallucinations? As he is going to engage himself in the bloody murder, that is the murder of King Duncan. Shakespeare introduces such atmosphere to highlight to the readers to what extent the crime is going to haunt Macbeth in the future, as well as to take the audience to a next level in the world of murder. Imagine the atmosphere of the scene. It is so scary, like in horror movies or some crime thriller movies. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are fully prepared to commit the murder of King Duncan. Lady Macbeth is disturbed by some sounds like the screaming of the owls and the chirping of the crickets. Shakespeare presents such sounds as they signify something. People during his time believed that such sounds indicated death. Macbeth goes inside and murders Duncan, but he has forgotten to keep those blood-stained daggers near the bodyguards. When he tells Lady Macbeth about this, she feels that her husband cannot do even one task completely. She immediately goes inside to keep those blood-smudged daggers near the bodyguards. On the one hand, Macbeth becomes a villain by committing murder after murder, and on the other hand, his wife Lady Macbeth becomes weak both mentally and physically as she realizes that the blood of King Duncan will never go from her hands. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. These words are spoken by Lady Macbeth to herself in Act 2, Scene 2. Lady Macbeth feels that King Duncan totally resembles her father as he is sleeping. So she is very much hesitated to commit the murder of King Duncan and she handles that task to Macbeth. The audience realizes how cruel and thoughtless is Lady Macbeth. The Potter scene. Although a minor scene in Shakespeare's Act 2, it is of major importance. The Potter who is guarding the castle gate of Macbeth calls it to Hell Gate and says that it's really a Hell Gate. The Bard of Avon's intention of introducing the Potter scene was to give a comical effect to the audience who have seen the bloody scene of Duncan's murder. Macbeth compares the site of Duncan's murder to that of Medusa. Medusa was a Greek mythological figure. She had a curse that anyone who saw her would definitely go blind. Here Macbeth compares the site of Duncan's murder to Medusa, saying it is so horrific, so terrific that just by looking at it, Lennox might go blind. After the murder of King Duncan, the two sons of Duncan, that is Malcolm and Jonah Bain, leave Scotland and go to other countries. Macbeth compares King Duncan to a plundered temple. He feels that the kings are those who are chosen by God. So murdering a king who was chosen by God is going against the will of God, and it will ultimately bring destruction and destroy the natural order of the society. Many strange things happened at the night King Duncan was murdered. There was an owl which killed a falcon, which was very strange. Here an owl symbolizes Macbeth and a falcon symbolizes King Duncan. Duncan's horses forgot their very true nature, started behaving very madly and finally ate each other. There was an earthquake. Ghosts. A special feature of Shakespeare's plays is the presence of ghosts. Shakespeare introduces the ghost to highlight the theme of revenge. We cannot imagine a Shakespeare's play without the presence of ghosts. In Shakespeare's well-known play Julius Caesar, the ghost of Caesar is seen only by Brutus. So the ghosts are seen only by such people who have committed some sins. In Act 3 of William Shakespeare's well-known play Macbeth, the character Macbeth, who is a hero, a Shakespeare's hero, continues his descent into darkness and madness. He becomes a villain day by day by committing murder after murder, some silly murders which were really not necessary, like the murder of Banquo. This finally leads to a haunting scene where Macbeth is haunted by the ghost of Banquo. Act 3 also introduces a new character Hecate, the queen of the witches, who plans to use Macbeth's downfall for her own benefit. The banquet scene. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth have arranged a grand feast for all the Scottish thanes. A murderer comes and tells Macbeth that Banquo has been killed, but Fleance escaped. This finally disturbs Macbeth. When he was thinking about it, he sees the ghost of Banquo, which was sitting on the dinner table, and begins to shout at him. Macbeth is totally terrified. In Act 3 of William Shakespeare's tragedy Macbeth marks a significant turn in the life of Macbeth as we see ambition, greed and the lust for power fully developing Macbeth. Macbeth has become the king of Scotland, but is not satisfied with it. The throne does not bring him happiness. He is disturbed by the fact that Banquo's sons will be kings. So he finally plots to kill Banquo and his son Fleance. But what happens is Banquo is killed but Fleance escapes. This finally disturbs Macbeth.